Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of TV is Our Real Mom. I'm your host, Dave, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Katie. Katie, how's it going?
It's going, Dave. How are you? Feeling better?
I'm starting to feel better. Yeah,
That's good.
little phlegmy still, but I kind of missed you know, wasn't there an episode of Friends about this where like Phoebe has a cold and she loves her voice?
Yeah, and she tries
That's
to re-get the cold.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I kind of miss my
Why?
I miss my deep nasally cold voice.
I never missed my cold voice, but do you miss the pain and misery that comes with it?
No, I don't. Right after we got done podcasting, I got like the sinus headache of my life. I could feel it in my
Oh.
entire face. So I'm glad that's over. I'm glad I'm
Yeah,
on the mend.
me too.
Yeah, not worth the cold voice for sure.
No. No, so what is this quote you have on your banner tonight? Do you need a man's touch? What's that about?
It's actually a line that Ryan says in the episode.
Ryan.
It's when Patrick he's like wrestling the crab and he's like holding it in his hands, and then Ryan's like, "Do you need a man's touch?" And I don't think anybody heard him, but I'm super glad production like slipped that into the edit. So yeah,
He's
we got
funny.
to he's pretty quippy.
Simone
He's
in one of her, exit interviews was talking about how funny he was and how she'd just be dying laughing when he was around, which was always, I suppose.
that's good quality to have. I think it'll get him really far in the game for sure.
Yeah. Devin seems to love him. There's a secret scene where Devin's expressing his love for Ryan. So he's got that guy locked up.
Well, it sounds like everybody loves him.
Well, those two do. I guess I don't know how Patrick and Allie and Lauren feel about him. Sounds like Devin and Simone liked him. But Simone recognized that he was dangerous. It doesn't matter because she's gone.
Right. I don't know. It seems to me that Allie likes Ryan and sees him as it's a little confusing. I definitely know that Patrick is her number one,
Hmm.
but it seems like she might have the intention of shifting her number one to Ryan. That's kind of the impression I get.
Yeah, there was talk of her, Ryan, and Devin together, but that would be quite a trio. That would be a trio I could root for, and that I think would go really far.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I guess yeah, totally.
Do you think
Rootable
that,
trio.
do you think they made the right decision getting rid of Simone? To me, it was obviously the right call.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't have gotten rid of Patrick at that point just because
You
he's
see
like,
that guy swim?
no, I didn't really pay attention to that. Is he a pretty good swimmer?
Well, I guess Devin was doing most of the work, but yeah, he's a good swimmer.
Okay, well, that's good. Um, yeah, and honestly, when I was watching the episode, I thought, oh, I'm gonna be right. I think it's Lauren because they did also give her a little bit of an edit, saying, "Oh, I'm the odd one out. Like I'm not really fitting in." Blah blah blah.
They
But
gave the same edit to Simone.
exactly. So I think Simone just overpowered.
Yeah.
She was even more of an odd one out. So
An odd one out who probably didn't pull her own weight. Like Lauren is clearly doing stuff. Um, I don't know I mean, Simone was trying with gutting the fish and everything, but it just didn't come as easily to her, I don't think.
right. There's a difference between someone saying like, "Oh, I'm a professional fisherman for a living," and then someone be like, "I can gut the fish. I researched it once. I read about it."
Yeah. Lauren
Yeah.
doesn't tell people she's a fisherman. They all think she's a contractor.
Right. So you wouldn't have that knowledge that, oh, she definitely should gut the fish. But
Yeah.
if she was to try her hand at it, I think they would clearly see that she's the more experienced
Yeah.
person,
Oh, for sure.
unless she botched it on purpose or something. And
That's or on accident because maybe she sucks
yeah,
at gutting the
maybe
fish.
maybe
She
she
catches them,
sucks.
maybe she doesn't have to gut them.
Yeah, maybe she sucks at her job too. I don't know.
I really doubt it. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't know. I liked her in this episode, Lauren, I'm talking about. I liked her in this episode. I loved her like stone-faced reactions to Patrick's like insanity. But geez, the preview for next week is not it's not a good color on Lauren, I don't think. I don't like where she's going with this hatred she has for Patrick.
Oh yeah, she hates Patrick. Is that all we got?
Redheads, apparently. She's like, I'd never trust a redhead in my life. And I'm like,
yeah,
whoa.
that's
borderline racist, right?
That is racist.
That is racist.
If you said that about like, a black person or something, like good night, like game over, Survivor's off the air.
Yeah.
Like but someone says it about a redhead and it's like,
oh, that's funny.
Well, gingers just get pooped on like that in life, people.
Yeah,
it's just totally acceptable for all races to poop on them without repercussions.
They're the scapegoat, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they're the scapegoat of all human races.
I guess.
Yeah. So not a good look for her. I forgot about that. That's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, and also in this episode, I don't think it was even a good look to put his name out there.
Like, yeah, she probably didn't even need to do that, but maybe she felt like she needed to, and I don't blame her if she did, because once again, I think it's a toss-up between Lauren and Simone. Simone was just like,
yeah, but what are you basing that on? That wasn't even mentioned. Lauren was not ever presented as an option. It was Patrick and Simone.
No, I'm basing it on I knew who the options were for this episode. I'm saying like, I think it's going to be Lauren next week because she is the odd one out.
Oh, so you think they're setting her up for a loss for a fall next week?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Simone is just even more of an odd one out. Lauren is also an odd one out.
Yeah, there's outliers on the tribe, on most tribes, and it's definitely Simone and Lauren, I guess. Those other four seem like they would gel pretty well together.
Right. And unfortunately, I think the Allie and Patrick thing is super strong. I think that them knowing each other is really playing into this, I think, more than I would like. And they are really strong too. I don't know how much she's entertaining this idea of like, oh, he's too annoying to other people and to me as well. And how she might switch over, to someone like Ryan. I don't know how true that is, but it sure seems like she's super tight with Patrick, and that's going the distance.
Yeah, I think they were just showing her like doubting him just to make it interesting.
Right. And then the question is, what if it did come down to, there's 4 people left and it's Patrick and Allie and Ryan and Devin. Which duo wins out there? Which person? I don't think Ryan and Devin would flip on each other. So
no, I think clearly that's when you get rid of Patrick. So if they were theoretically to lose the next 2 challenges, I think it'd be Lauren and Patrick. And then they have to spend the pre-merge together, and apparently they hate each other. So that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think things are just going to work out in such a way where those 4 make it through. You know?
Well, you like when you go to each tribe, you look at who's like, whose point of view are they telling the story from? And that kind of gives you a big clue, I think. And on the Hustlers tribe, to me, it's Ryan and Allie are the 2 POV characters over on that tribe. So that says to me they're the ones going the furthest.
Yeah. If you're doing like an Edgic type thing.
I guess I shouldn't do that, but your mind goes there.
No, I can't help it either. At this point, we've been watching this stuff for so long. We analyze it in that way too. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is.
Well, like after the immunity challenge, before commercial break, they showed this confessional of Devin saying, oh, we have to get rid of Simone. And like my brain thinks, well, they always throw the person who's not going to get voted out. That person's name goes out there before that commercial break. So I was like, oh, maybe it won't be Simone. Maybe it'll be Patrick. But they fooled me on that one. It actually was Simone.
Yeah, I mean,
they like to mix it up.
Yeah, they like to mix it up. Exactly. That's what we need to accept. We got to stop trying to guess every little edit. And
because they will change how they do things like from episode to episode. But there are little tried and true things you can rely on.
Oh, usually. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I knew that odds were good it would be Simone.
Well, when she
Um,
got that little feature when they were all talking about how Simone's weird, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Simone's going home.
yeah, I mean, freaking Ryan called her weird, so that's
I
that's
don't
bad.
think Ryan's that weird. I think he's a weird looking little gecko man, but I don't think he's that weird.
I think he's
Devin
like,
loves him.
I think he's kind of twitchy too, but yeah, he's just really funny
Mhm.
and yeah, I think he is great socially. Like,
Yeah.
he makes people laugh and all that stuff. So yeah, he's not weird in that sense. He's just like kind of weird in another way. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah. No, I get it.
yeah,
But I don't,
he's
I
a
think he's not he's like David Wright. Everybody actually really loved him. You know what I mean? Like he was such a nice person, and I think the same goes with Ryan. Like he's marketed to us preseason as like a weird super fan, but really he's a really
he's a good
everybody
dude.
loves him. Everybody
Yeah,
loves him.
for sure. Shall we jump over to the heroes tribe for a little bit?
Sure.
Um, what do you think of your girl Chrissy in this episode?
I'm still seeing a winner's edit for her. Like
Yep.
how they showed her meticulously go to every single person who's going to be my ride or die, and they saved Ben for last, obviously, because that's who she picked, which was the best choice by far. But yeah, to me, it's very smart. I'm impressed, and I think, or again, reading the edit, that she has a good shot to win.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. Not much question about it. Like I'm trying to imagine a world in which next week Chrissy goes home and it's like that's just not how it's gonna go.
That's not when you have the JP, Ashley, Allen trifecta sitting there. Like one of those guys is going. There's no question about it. Bella and
Would you,
Chrissy are fine. They're good to the merge.
yeah, what did you
Unless
think
they
of
get sorry.
what did you think of JP in this episode?
I'm starting to feel bad for JP because he's become like the target of everybody. Like everybody makes fun of him.
Yeah, no, I do too. I feel bad for what I said because I didn't think he would be this bad, but I feel like he's not built for like Survivor in the like TV sense of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not great TV. Um, he's not good at talking some guys are good at doing and not good at talking, and vice versa. Some guys are good at talking and not at doing. Like Ryan, so far, I mean, he's playing the game, but he hasn't done much in the challenges. So, I mean, JP's good to have around for that, but the strategy and the speaking, that's not his thing.
Yes. To be honest, I kind of space out during challenges sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Is there any evidence to prove that Ryan is not doing well in challenges or
Well, I'm
isn't
just
doing
talking
much?
about a secret scene I saw, or a clip that I saw where Ryan was talking about how he purposely chose to be in the swimming group because he knew Devin and Patrick would do the bulk of the swimming because he's not on their level. So he just had to bob there in the water.
Right. Pretty
That was his,
clever.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you don't want to be the puzzle person because, woo.
Did he say that?
He said that they usually he said they didn't blame them because it was a hard puzzle and he wouldn't have been able to do it either. But he said that those people tend to get blamed because it comes down to them. So, and they did give him a really good lead, but
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious. Yeah, so JP, he's catching lobster. Does that buy him any favor with the tribe?
I honestly think he's next to go on that tribe, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe Alan will stir up some more shit and he'll be the next to go.
Yeah, I get as much as I like Alan, I get the sense that he's sort of on the outside. He's like a Lauren or a Simone of the heroes tribe.
Well, what Ben said was that there's no connective tissue anymore. Like they're all just on their own. And now he has Chrissy, but everybody else is just kind of like floating around because JP doesn't want to be seen as a power couple with Ashley anymore. So they're not like together. And
Right.
I think JP is seen like that as well because Chrissy was saying how JP doesn't talk to anybody about strategy. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he's not capable of that.
Yeah, I mean, well, he might not just be the most eloquent speaker. He was smart enough to understand that, you know, I need to go take a walk with Chrissy here and touch base with her, plead my case as to why. Like, don't pin me down as the power couple guy. Like, I'm open to working with you. And so he did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, when he's not in front of the camera or being interviewed, maybe he's a little better.
Yeah, I am sure he's one of those guys who has that nervous energy. I bet his confessionals could get better if he gets the chance to give them, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so are you excited about the Chrissy and Ben alliance?
Yeah, it's perfect. Everybody I want to team up is teaming up. So
yeah, this is going well.
It's going well. Ben and Chrissy, and then you have Ryan and Devin, and they've got Allie sort of out there on the line. And Ben and Chrissy are the ones I like on the Heroes Tribe. The others, I mean, I liked Alan pregame, and I liked him for entertainment value last week. So I hope he sticks around because of that. And I hope he loses it again. But, you know, Ben and Chrissy are the gamers. And maybe Ben's not so much a gamer, but he's got the social game.
Yeah,
like Chrissy said, they blend very well together. So they're perfect together.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I like how, you know, it's mentioned that they complement each other so well. The smart strategic person and the charming social person.
And that's the same you could say about Ryan and Devin. That's what they are. That's the team you need.
That is the ideal team. So remember that, Catie, when you go on Survivor in a couple of years. Just remember.
I think I'm getting too old. I'd be labeled as the old lady.
Yeah, you would. You already would right now because it doesn't take much.
Yeah, so I don't think that appeals to me. I like to judge people from the couch.
Yeah, me too.
Not actually have to put forth the effort to do what they do.
So. Yeah, I mean, the amount of work Survivor takes, oh my God, I can't imagine.
Like in the HD, you can see the bites, and I was watching it on my tablet last night because I got home late, but yeah, you can just see like all the bites on them when it's in HD, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, gross. Yeah, did we get much else from the heroes to talk about?
I mean, everybody had kind of a generic confessional, but it was mostly about Chrissy and Ben teaming up. I really liked Ben's confessional. He gives good confessional. Opposite of JP, I'd say.
Yeah, he does.
He's very entertaining.
So let's talk a little bit about Chrissy and her idol. Sounds like she fully intends to use it the way everyone predicted she might.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? You know how last season when Debbie went to the boat with Cochran, and Jeff kind of wanted her to pick, he said this in behind the scenes stuff, he wanted her to pick the fake idol kit to make a really nice fake idol, and it didn't happen, and he was kind of bummed out. So this is like, I feel like they put this out there partly to like make there be an awesome fake idol in the game, just to see how it plays out. Because the chances that it gets played on the first night, you know, is 1 in 6, maybe 2 in 6 if someone really wants to save another person. So you have a greater chance that this is going to be a fake idol situation. I feel like that's why they threw that out, that part of the rule out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, what do you think of this idea that they left some blank space in between the two stipulations on the parchment, and you could rip it in half, keep the top half, and boom, you have something that says this is an idol. Pretty clever, right?
The actual idol. What does she need the paper for?
Because if the paper says, the top half of the paper says this is a real idol, it doesn't say anything about not playing or when you can play it. It just says,
yeah, but you also can just show them the idol and be like, here's an idol.
Yeah, but don't you understand this paper makes it even more official? Like,
no, I get it, but I don't think you need it because it's going to be the most bomb-ass fake idol there's ever been because it's actually an idol.
Right. I mean, but I think that does just add even more convincingness.
I suppose, but I feel like that looks really shady. If you're like, look, here's the idol, here's my note, look, it's real.
No, I don't think you would present it like that. You would just have it so you can show people if they're like, oh, do you have the parchment and stuff? Prove it. Or if it ever came to that where they're like, prove it, you have that piece of paper. Not that I would ever think to do this on the spot like that because it's so clever. I would never think of it. But I think it's pretty. Whoever thought of that, that's nice.
Well, what about the whole idea that you couldn't rip it cleanly enough to make it look convincible? No such thing as folding it in half and tearing it in a straight line. Never heard of that before.
That was an argument that it would look like you could tell it was ripped in half. Oh, what did it
Like,
say on the
the
bottom?
argument was like, they don't have scissors. And I'm like, I think it's fine. I think
Right.
they can rip it straight and it'll be fine.
Granted, we don't know what kind of material it was on. Like if it was some sort of leather type thing, maybe they got a point there. But yeah,
It's usually on that like fake, Hobby Lobby parchment paper.
yeah. If it's just on paper, yeah, fold and rip. But I guess if it's
Classic.
on something leathery, then maybe they got a point. Maybe it's more trouble than it's worth. I don't know. I just like the thinking going on there. I didn't think of that. So
Right. Bottom line is you have the idol. Use it.
fakely to trick people.
Use it to your advantage. You can't actually play it anymore, but
Right. What's interesting is, as we move into a new era of Survivor where so many seasons now and so many moves have been made around idols that aren't even real.
yeah.
That's going to become part of the narrative at some point too, is like, yeah, okay, you're holding an idol. You're telling me you have the idol, but I can never really know for sure if it's real or not. So like idols are going to become more and more suspect, whether they're real or not. And that should just make things even more interesting.
Well, a lot of people, like, the way they vote is determined by the idea they have in their head that so-and-so has an idol, when maybe they don't actually have an idol. Like, they can get this fixation that, oh, he has an idol, and that can keep them from voting for that person. So just the idea of an idol, like, can sway how a person votes. So if you have an actual physical idol in your hand, they're not going to vote for you. Or else they will flush it out and then you will go home. I guess that's probably
that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is in the future, when they have an idol, a physical one, now the show has encouraged so much the idea of the fake idol.
Yeah.
Now people have to like toy with the option of like, oh, I should roll the dice and vote for him anyways, even though they claim they have an idol, even though they showed me an idol. Let's vote for him anyways because it might be fake. Like, that I don't think we're quite there yet, but that's gonna start to happen more, I think. Where
what's the most fun is when you give the fake idol to someone and they play it and they find out it's fake and they go home.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Because you can be like, oh, I gave that idol to so and so, and then they'll vote that person out.
Right. Prime example, Randy? That happened to Randy, right?
Randy and Jay. It happened to Jay also.
Oh, Jay, yeah. Yes.
But Jay handled it like a champ. Randy handled it like a bitch that he is.
Oh boy. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know where to go from there, Catie. I guess we'll just end
we're talking about idols. I suppose we should talk about Joe and the healers.
Yeah, let's talk about Joe and the healers. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Talk about that.
I like Joe. I'm glad he got it and Cole didn't get his dumbass hands on it.
So you hate Cole now?
He's a dingaling.
Why?
Because he's playing with his dingaling.
So you're mad at Cole because he fell in love.
I'm so over the showmance bullshit. I'm so... Like, that's the problem after a Big Brother season that was just chock full of showmances. Like, it disgusts me, and I don't want to see it on my TV anymore.
Yes, it's great.
Don't you agree? I mean, I thought these two were great going into the preseason, and they're both like a threat on their own, and now they're together, and forget it. Vote them out. I would vote their asses out immediately. I don't care if Cole's the Hulk. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much they're doing that sort of thing when other people are around. Maybe they're doing a good job of keeping it under wraps. We have no idea yet.
No.
If somehow they're managing to do that, good on them, and it doesn't bother me as much. It is dangerous, and I agree it's stupid of I mean, it works both ways though, right? Isn't Jessica just as stupid as Cole for doing this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's dumb at its core, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me as much if they're doing a good job of keeping it under wraps.
It bothers me because people go into a situation like Survivor or Big Brother, which is not on the same level, but that's just fresh in my mind. So there it is. But like you go in saying, I'm going to play this game and I'm going to win $500,000 / $1 million. And then 6 days later, you're like, well, I'm going to give all that up because there's this cute girl that I want to make time with.
Make time.
Like, it's a thing, right? That's a saying. Sure. Like, you don't give that up. But I mean, that's what Survivor is. It's all about relationships. And some people make dumb mistakes for someone they perceive to be a friend that they've only known for so many days. And there's no romance involved. But the romance element is going to cloud your judgment. Like, especially on Cole's part. Like, I haven't heard Cole say a word about the game. All I've heard him talk about is this.
Love.
Maybe he said something in the first episode. But, like, I just feel like... And it bothers me. I'm probably being clouded by the fact that the preview for next week showed him telling Jessica about Joe's idol. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason you're so mad at Cole right
probably.
now.
I love Joe, and I don't
Joe.
like these. Jessica's fine, whatever, but I don't like this showmance thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all about it, you know, but...
Tell me the last time a showmance worked out, like, and went far in the game.
I mean, I think we called it with Boston Rob and Amber. That was the last one that I know of.
That was the, like, OG.
Yeah.
And they're like the godparents. Godparents? No. They're like the epitome of the epitome of like a reality TV couple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that was a rare thing the way that worked out. It hasn't worked out since then.
Well, yeah, I think it worked out that way because it was the first. It was like people didn't really see it as a threat. You know, they
didn't see it coming. Yeah,
they were just like, oh, that's cool that they're in love, but we're also playing this game. So let's.
But it's also Boston Rob.
Yeah, he's pretty slick.
Yeah,
that guy.
He's good at Survivor. What I've seen from Jess and Cole so far, which hasn't been much, granted. But I know that Cole knows what the symbol for a well is.
Good on him, right?
Yeah. And I know that they can go. Jessica can fish while Cole suns himself on the boat. That's the extent of what I know about those two. But it's more than I know about Rourke, who we haven't even heard from yet.
Right. Apparently, she's not one of the ugly ones. She's part of the beauty tribe. She's, you know, Joe only lumps in himself and Mike as the ugly ones and leaves Rourke out of it, so that's good. I'm assuming he was talking about Cole, Jessica, and Desi. When he was talking. But you know, I think Rourke's attractive too. So yeah.
Well, there was a secret scene with her talking about how it's really hard for her to not talk about her super fan status. Like she won't go into how much she knows about the game. She's like, this isn't the tribe to do it on. And I was like, what about Dr. Mike? Isn't his firstborn child named after a survivor? Like, couldn't you talk about it with him? Maybe that.
Did she say this isn't the tribe to do it?
Yeah, she's like, this is not the tribe to do that. And I'm like,
yeah,
this guy over here.
Joe is a fan of the show too. He said he wasn't a super fan, but like he said there's like super fan levels and he's below that, but
he doesn't remember like names and things where I think Rourke and Mike do.
Oh yeah, those two could go off about it, but
it's
yeah,
just,
I think it's for the best.
It hasn't come up.
Yeah, it probably is for the best to keep that stuff to yourself too. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she was saying if she meets up with someone who is the same as me and I can sense it, we can have like this bonding moment between us. And I'm like, go talk to Mike, yo.
Yeah.
You could have a bonding with him.
So what do you think of Mike and Joe? I know Joe wants to get Mike out still, but he said like
Cole's gonna take his place.
Yeah, he said the dude's growing on him. They clearly put that in for a reason. Yeah, I get a strong sense that even though they're saying like, hey, Jess and Cole are like, we're gonna take out Joe, I think Joe is probably going to get the best of Cole and take
Well, he
him out.
said because Cole helped him find the idol, and he said, it's fine that he knows for now, but if I get word of something, I'll cut him or whatever he said. Like, he's not afraid to get rid of him.
Yeah, if I had to put my money on one of those two, which one's going to get the best of the other, I would definitely go with Joe right now.
Well, I hope so. Joe's there to play. I haven't seen any evidence that Cole is there to play. But again, we haven't seen much of the Healers tribe. But show me something, man.
Cole did get a confessional, saying that when they were about to find the idol, saying like, "Oh, I'm so excited. This is everything. This is my Survivor dream, is to find the idol and have the power and stuff like that." So
you don't have the power, sweetie.
Well, he almost did. I don't know how that would have worked out. That's a good question. How would that have worked out if like Cole gets his hands on it first? Is it Cole's idol? Because Cole's the one who figured it out, but he wouldn't have found the clue without.
But Joe's the one that found the clue.
So is it Joe's automatically, or how does that work? Joe is not the type of guy you want to cross in this type of situation, but
no.
But I mean, I think we would, in any other situation, we would always say like anything goes in Survivor. If you get your hands on the idol, you should keep it.
Yeah. I was just happy that Joe got it. And why go into what if?
Yeah, at that he got his hands on it. So
I'm just happy that Joe got it. So, and the other thing, okay, if I'm giving Cole, I'll cut Cole. What's his name? Cole? I'm getting confused. Cole a little bit of slack because the person he tells is the person he's like falling in love with. So, theoretically, in a relationship that's, tried and true, not 6 days old, you tell that person everything. So I guess I can see that, but they were also talking about getting him out. So,
which is a good idea for them, but I suppose
if you're boring and in love like they are.
No, it's because he has an idol that's too powerful. That's why you want to get him out.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I don't want that to happen.
I don't think they'll pull it off. But I do think it's smart of. I like Cole's idea there. Good idea.
It is smart. I'm just salty is all. That's my winner pick.
Yeah, the winner pick thing is clouding your judgment a little bit, I think.
And I like Joe. Is he not entertaining? I like him a lot.
He's all right. He's a little too like
much of a dick.
Yeah, like alpha dick type guy for me, but
those guys are entertaining.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy. We got to have him on the show. They got to stay around. The only one
like that out there. Well, maybe not. He's the only Joe out there. He's unique. I like him.
Yeah. So I was thinking about like when Cole chops the clue off the tree, so no one else can find it. What do you think of the idea of leaving the clue and like someone else finds it, and then when you can see if they're like digging for it, they like, or better yet, hide a fake idol where the clue is supposed to be, and then you can watch people go to the well and watch for them to dig, and when they find it, who has a fake idol, who thinks they're safe.
Yeah.
Oh man, the possibilities.
Chrissy should do that over on the Heroes tribe. She should find the idol first and then switch it. Pull the old switcheroo, put her fake one in there, and take the real one, and then she can watch the fireworks.
Oh, that'd be friggin' genius. There's so many possibilities.
I know. I like the way they did it. It was cool.
But yeah, he got rid of the clue, and I was thinking that probably is the best thing, because if people do look for the clue or look for the idol with having seen the clue and then don't find anything, they're more likely to be like, okay, someone already found it. Where is it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's good to get rid of it. Then they'll just be looking for a clue that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's all I had on that one. I gotta say, I liked the edit of that idol finding. They turned it into like an espionage, like
yeah.
And
they were real sneaky.
The music was awesome at that part, and the music in general has gone up another level. Like it in Game Changers last season, it was awesome, and now I think it's
fiddle. They had the fiddle, and this year there's like an Asian bent to it. Remember, right? Am I making that up?
Maybe I I do think there's more fiddle too, though.
Oh,
They
okay.
brought the fiddle back, and it's
Always could use more fiddle.
yeah, the music is on point. It's really good. They're
Hmm.
doing a really good job there. But yeah, that's all I got for the idol finding.
Yeah, there's not much else to speak of for the healers, is there? I mean, they weren't doing that well in the challenge, but they made it up in the puzzles. So the Hustlers kicked ass in the first part of that challenge, but man, they got bested by that puzzle.
Yeah, I was looking at that puzzle and I was like, I don't know if is this as easy as it looks, where it's just like
Ryan
put
said it was hard.
yeah, like if you look at it, you're like
Yeah.
put the short ones here and the long ones there and the middle ones in the middle, right? But it's like there was obviously more to it than that. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah, it
think
looks
the spokes
super
were
hard.
further in on some and then out on others. You know what I mean?
Right. So that affects like
Staggered.
at
Yeah.
what order, at what point you can use them. Yeah.
Right. And then you're
Yeah.
panicked.
Yeah,
So
that too.
at least I
That's
would
the
be.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, this puzzle would be awesome to try by yourself when
Mhm.
there's no pressure, but in those situations, like where you're
There's a lot
on,
of pressure.
oh my God, like, yeah, how could you even think? I just can't even
Hmm.
imagine.
Yeah.
That's why casting for the show is so good. They find people who are able to,
To do these things, yeah.
yeah, to do all these things. Um, yeah. So, what did you understand Ryan's birthday party analogy?
Not at first.
Is it just
So
a
it's
bad
like,
analogy? Like I get what he's
yeah,
saying. It's just not a good one, right?
it's like they got invited. It's like a kid that no one really likes, but they feel sorry for in their class, and they all have to go to his birthday party because their parents make them.
And how is that like tribal? Because it's like
It's like they have to go, but
you
they
have to
don't
go,
want to
but you really
go.
don't. You don't.
Basically, it was a very convoluted way to say they have to go to something they don't want to go to.
Okay, I got you. And why did like that blow Probst's mind so much? Just
Because
because Ryan came.
Probst,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking, Probst gets his mind blown by weird things, unexpected things.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it was just because yeah Ryan came out of the gate just like so fast and swinging, and he didn't even like take a breath before he launched into
Yeah,
his birthday analogy, and it was just like whoa, Ryan's like ready to like be
it
the
was it
that
was
guy.
Jeff Probst's first tribal with Ryan, so he probably didn't know what to expect. Maybe he was just like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it was a funny moment either way for
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I got for this episode. What do you got? You got anything
Yeah,
else?
no, I don't. It was a pretty, I mean, I was entertained throughout the episode, but it's like the opposite of Game Changers where you're losing big name early on after big name. We're losing all the people that we gave FBU in our preseason like podcast. Like we lost Katrina, now we lost Simone. Now if we lose Lauren next week, okay, all the FBUs are gone. Now it's time to actually start cutting some meat, I guess. Cutting meat? I don't know. Um
Cut the
but
fat?
it's
No, not we're
the
cutting the
end
fat,
there
not the
you
fat.
go.
Yeah. Cut
The
the
end
not fat.
results, they're
Cut the
not fat
meat.
people, but that's the expression is cut the fat.
Right.
So even though I think the episodes have been good, the results have been fairly predictable.
No, that's exactly where I'm sitting too. Like after the episode, I'm usually sort of thinking of like sometimes I'm very like outcome oriented. I'm like, oh, that was a boring boot and so the whole episode sucked. But no, like
That was
after
a good episode.
yeah, after rewatching the episode here, like just while I was eating dinner before the podcast, I just replayed it. Like
Mhm.
I skipped through it a little bit, but um, I liked it a lot more rewatching it. It gave us a lot more insight into the characters and the
Right.
relationships. And it was interesting all the way through. It's just like sometimes you can forget all that stuff by the end when something, predictable
Because it
happens.
becomes all about the vote. But at the beginning, these people are making the right decisions. I mean, in getting rid of who they're getting rid of. And that's a promising sign for the season because they're, in my opinion, they are making the right calls. Maybe they should have gotten rid of Alan last week. I don't know. But it worked out for them this week. So they probably made the right decision.
Yeah, I don't know. It's depends on who wins. and then you'll be like, oh, they should have got that person out right away in the first week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get rid of the big names early on, you have a Brad Culpepper, Troy Zan, Sarah Lucina final three. That's how that works out. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, we like Sarah Lucina now, don't we?
No, she was a good winner, but that final three, though. Ooh.
Yeah. Kind of a little, not great. Not great, Bob.
Not great. A little bit of a letdown that was.
Yeah. So shall we get into, or did you want to do power rankings? You
I
seem to
again.
keep kicking that can down the road. I figure we'll never get to it.
You know what? I will work on them this week, and we can do them with our next podcast.
So you really couldn't just like hammer out 16 right now?
I have to go to the bathroom is the thing. So if you want to wait for me to do that, we could put her on pause, but it's up to you. I wanted to put some thought into it. I just literally forgot.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we could try again next week. Yeah, so predictions.
Well, you have already kind of made yours, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Lauren next week.
You think the Hustlers are going to lose again?
Yes.
They're good, though. And the physical stuff, they're really good.
I don't care. It's going to be Lauren.
Okay. Well, I will make a bold prediction and say the Healers are going to lose. And they will get rid of
Cole.
Jess. I don't think they'll get rid of Cole.
Oh, they'll keep the muscle around.
Although, do they know that they're together? That's the thing.
Probably, yeah. And how much are the girls together? Remember, like...
We know nothing of this tribe.
Yeah, remember we titled our video, Healer Women Will Be Tight? And we don't even know if that's true or not.
We haven't even seen them speak to each other.
Right. So like, and I don't know how Rourke, that was my big question, is how does Rourke fit in with those two girls? Because they seem like they would get along really well. But
they
now
probably
it looks like,
do, yeah. But I don't know.
Now it looks like Jess is spending all her time with Cole. So like, we don't even know if the women are getting along okay. So I just don't know. But yeah, so you're going with Jess.
I'm going with Jess just because I think they'll see Cole as more valuable.
That's my winner pick. How dare you?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't like your winner pick anymore. Our winner picks are at odds.
She was a lot. I like yours a lot better than mine.
Oh, Jess. You said Jess, yeah.
Yeah, she has nothing going for her in the edit.
She's got a Figgy level story going on right now, and that's not good.
That's very bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
There was a lot to like about her as a player and a personality going into the game, but yeah, not happening on the show.
Don't get into a showmance on Survivor. It works out better on Big Brother sometimes. Don't do it on Survivor. Just don't do it.
Yeah, and I don't remember what order we do this in ever, but we forgot to do MVPs.
Okay, I will pick Joe because who knows how much longer he's going to be around, and he found an idol, so woohoo! MVP.
I'm gonna pick Allie because I feel like she is like the central hub of the Hustlers, the same way Chrissy is. Like Allie is like the main focus of the Hustlers tribe, and same way Chrissy is in the Heroes tribe. Like Allie's got Patrick, Allie's got Ryan, Allie's got Lauren, Allie had Simone.
You don't think Ryan is a focal point on the Hustlers?
He's more like the David Wright, like you said. He's the character storyteller, and Allie's the player, the one who's going to go the distance. So
who is Allie's counterpart then?
Patrick.
No, I mean, like, if you're talking about millennials versus Gen X, who is the Allie on that season?
Oh, okay. I guess freaking Adam Klein.
Are you saying Allie's gonna win now?
I get she's if we were doing power rankings, she would probably be my number 2.
Who's your number 1?
Chrissy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's smart. I think you're right on about that. The Healers, I feel like we just haven't seen enough. Both things we've seen of the Healers had Joe in them. So that either means he's just going to be a character pre-merge who like ruffles a lot of feathers, or he'll be around
No,
for a while.
it's Russell's. Russell's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of feathers.
Russell's a lot of feathers.
Yeah, just kidding. Sorry.
No, I forgot that's the Survivor term for it.
Thanks to the great Hayden.
Yeah,
Hayden Christensen.
Moss. No,
Hayden Moss. Who's Hayden Christensen?
Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the great Hayden Moss, I should say.
There you go.
Okay. Well, anything else?
No, you need to remind me this week to do my power rankings because I will do them. I just need to remember.
I am not going to do them. I'm going to do them on the spot because it's more fun that way.
Okay.
Just kidding. I don't know. Both are fun. I like doing stuff with thought as well, but it'll be fun to try to do it on the spot. That'll do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on the Twitter machine at TV is Our Real Mom, and give us a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys next time when we talk about episode 3 of season 35 of Survivor. Thanks again. See you guys later.
Bye.